All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am V. Ravi Kumar and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha. The headlines. Government slashes basic duty on crude palm oil, soybean oil and sunflower oil from 2.5% to nil. Agri-cess also brought down to make cooking oil cheaper. BJP criticizes Congress and other opposition party-led states for not reducing VAT on fuel and not providing relief to people in their states. National Executive Meeting of BJP to be held in New Delhi tomorrow. India to host Delhi Regional Security Dialogue on Afghanistan on 10th of this month. The NSA level meeting to be chaired by NSA Ajit Dobhal. National COVID-19 vaccination coverage crosses 107 crore 95 lakh mark. World Health Organization warns of 500,000 COVID deaths in Europe by February as cases soar across the continent. Delhi government approves 1,544 crore rupees for health facilities to combat COVID-19. Submission to close today for grand challenge on most profitable 3D printing business by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. IFFI announces selection of 25 feature and 20 non-feature films for Indian Panorama section to be screened during 52nd edition in Goa. And in T20 Cricket World Cup, India thrashed Scotland by 8 wickets at Dubai last night, Australia to take on West Indies in Abu Dhabi, while England to play against South Africa in Sharjah today. As India created history by administering 100 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses, other frontline workers and all those who got vaccinated and made this possible. Even though the country has achieved this feat, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. During the festival season, please follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact National Helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. The government has slashed the basic duty on crude palm oil, crude soybean oil and crude sunflower oil from 2.5% to nil in a bid to rein in continuous rise in the cooking oil prices since past 1 year. The agri-cess on these oils has been brought down from 20% to 7.5% for crude palm oil and 5% for crude soybean oil and crude sunflower oil. More from our correspondent.
After the government's decision, the total duty is reduced to 7.5% for crude palm oil and 5% for crude soybean and crude sunflower oil. The basic duty on RBD palmolene oil, refined soybean and refined sunflower oil has been slashed to 17.5% from the current 32.5%. Before reduction, the agricultural infrastructure cess on all forms of crude edible oil was 20%. Post reduction, the effective duty on crude palm oil will be 8.25% and for crude soybean and crude sunflower oil, it will be 5.5% each. The government has rationalized import duties on palm oil, sunflower oil and soybean oil with a view to control prices of edible oil. It has also suspended futures trading in mustard oil on National Commodity and Derivatives Exchange Limited and imposed stock limits. Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
Talking to AIR, General Secretary of Confederation of All India Traders Praveen Khandelwal said,
The Confederation of All India Traders greatly appreciate the stand taken by the central government for reducing import duty on oils. So therefore, now the price of the oil will certainly come down from 7 rupees to 20 rupees. And all these prices will have to come down on palm oil, groundnut oil, soybean oil, and sunflower oil, etc. The important thing is that this reduction of import duty should be passed on to the consumers by the manufacturers. It has been noticed in the past that these big manufacturers keep this decline of import duty with them and do not pass the benefit to the consumers.
The centre has said that a total of 22 states and union territories have so far undertaken commensurate reduction of VAT on petrol and diesel to give relief to consumers following its decision to significantly reduce central excise duty on petrol and diesel. The central government has reduced the excise duty on petrol by 5 rupees and by 10 rupees on diesel per litre. Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas in a statement said that most reduction in the petrol price has been in the Union Territory of Ladakh, where it was cut by 13.43 rupees, followed by Karnataka by 13.35 rupees, and in Puducherry it came down by 12.85 rupees a litre. In the case of diesel, the most reduction has been undertaken by the Union Territory of Ladakh, leading to the price coming down by 19.61 rupees per litre, followed by Karnataka and Puducherry. The ministry said, however, there are 14 states and union territories which have not undertaken any reduction in VAT in petrol and diesel. These are Maharashtra, Delhi, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Meghalaya, Andaman and Nicobar, Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Punjab and Rajasthan.
The BJP hit out at the Congress and other opposition party-led states for not reducing VAT on petrol and diesel in their states. Briefing media yesterday, party spokesperson Gaurav Bhatia said BJP-ruled states cut VAT on petrol and diesel after the Narendra Modi government drastically cut the excise duty on petrol and diesel. He asked why opposition-ruled states are not reducing VAT to provide relief to the people in their states. Mr. Bhatia said the BJP government is sensitive to the problems of the common man and is taking steps to provide relief to them.
अगर भाजपा शासित राज्यों में चाहे उत्तर प्रदेश हो, चाहे वो असम का उदाहरण दिया हो, कर्नाटका है, तमाम ऐसे और राज्य हैं भाजपा के जहां पे वैट में कटौती आई है, तो ऐसा क्यों है कि निर्दयी कांग्रेस की जो सरकारें हैं, जो निठल्ली निकम्मी सरकारें हैं, वो लोग ऐसा ही एक आम जनता से जुड़ा हुआ कदम, ये ठोस फैसला क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे? हर पल राजनीति करने वाले ये विपक्ष के नेता जो बार बार कहते थे महंगाई हो गई है, आम जनता के बारे में सोचो, आज जो पहल आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने की है, जो भाजपा शासित राज्यों में मुख्यमंत्रियों ने की है, वो ये लोग क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे हैं?
The National Executive Meeting of the Bharatiya Janata Party will be held in New Delhi tomorrow. The meeting will commence with the inaugural address of the BJP President Jagat Prakash Nadda and conclude with the valedictory address of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The National Executive is expected to discuss the forthcoming assembly elections in 5 states and other current issues. In view of the COVID protocols, the meeting will take place in a hybrid manner in which some leaders will be present physically while others will join virtually. This will be the first physical national executive meeting of the BJP after the COVID-19 pandemic.
The Delhi Regional Security Dialogue on Afghanistan will be hosted by India on the 10th of November. The NSA level meeting will be chaired by NSA Ajit Doval. According to sources, there has been an overwhelming response to India's invitation. The Central Asian countries as well as Russia and Iran have confirmed their participation. This is the first time all Central Asian countries, not just Afghanistan's immediate land neighbors, are participating in this format. The enthusiastic response is a recognition of the importance attached to India's role to promote peace and security in Afghanistan. 2 earlier meetings in this format have been held in Iran in September 2018 and December 2019. The third meeting in India could not be held earlier due to the pandemic. As per sources, invitations have been extended to China and Pakistan too, and formal responses are awaited. However, Pakistan has indicated through the media that it will not be attending the meeting. Pakistan's decision is unfortunate but not surprising, and it reflects its mindset of viewing Afghanistan as its protectorate, said government sources. Pakistan has not attended the previous meeting of this format too. The high-level participation in next week's meeting hosted by India reflects the widespread and growing concern of regional countries about the situation in Afghanistan and their desire to consult and coordinate with each other. India has an important role to play in this process. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed 107 crore 95 lakh mark. Out of the total vaccination, more than 74 crore vaccine doses have been given as first dose, while over 33 crore 93 lakh doses have been administered as second dose. As part of the nationwide vaccination drive, the centre has been supporting states and union territories by providing them COVID vaccines free of cost.
The World Health Organization (WHO) has warned that Europe could see 500,000 COVID deaths by February as cases soar across the continent. At a press conference, WHO Europe head Dr. Hans Kluge blamed insufficient vaccination take-up for the rise. The rate of vaccination has slowed across the continent in recent months. While some 80% of people in Spain are double jabbed, in Germany it is as low as 66% and far lower in some Eastern European countries. Only 32% of Russians were fully vaccinated by October of 2021. Dr. Kluger also blamed the relaxation of public health measures for rising infections in the WHO's European region, which covers 53 countries, including parts of Central Asia. The WHO has observed that over the past 4 weeks, cases across Europe had soared over 55%, and Europe's experience is a warning shot for the world. The Delhi government has approved 1,544 crore rupees for health facilities to combat COVID-19. The decision was taken at cabinet meeting chaired by Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. In another decision, the city government also approved induction of 190 low-floor CNG buses under the cluster scheme. These buses will be equipped with facilities like CCTVs and panic buttons and would be fully compliant with BS6 emission standards.
The COVID graph in Kerala is on a declining trend as it continues to record more recoveries than positive cases. 7,085 recoveries and 6,580 positive cases were reported yesterday. The test positivity rate stands at 10.57%. 46 deaths were confirmed, taking the aggregate death toll to 33,048. The active COVID caseload in the state is 73,733. Tamil Nadu has registered 875 new COVID cases yesterday. 1,012 COVID patients were discharged after recovery. A total of 13 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours. 10,745 patients are under treatment.
Narcotics Control Bureau has said that a special investigation team, SIT, comprising officers from Operation Branch of Narcotics Control Bureau Headquarters, has been constituted by the Director General of NCB to take over 6 cases from NCB Mumbai Zonal Unit. This has been done in order to conduct deeper investigation to find out forward and backward linkages in the cases which have national and international ramifications. Deputy Director General of NCB Headquarters Sanjay Kumar Singh will be heading the probe. In a press release issued today, the agency has made it clear that no officer or officers have been removed from their present roles, and they will continue to assist the Operations Branch investigation as required until specific orders are issued to the contrary. In Bihar, a special investigation team, SIT, will investigate the Hooch tragedy in the state, which has claimed many lives. Prohibition Minister Sunil Kumar said the culprit will be punished. Meanwhile, casualties in the Hooch tragedy have mounted to 33 in Gopalganj and West Champaran districts of the state. While 17 people have died in Gopalganj, 16 people have been reported dead in Betia area of West Champaran. Over 1,000 people are undergoing treatment in government and private hospitals. According to the families of the deceased, these men had consumed liquor on Tuesday night. Gopalganj SP Anand Kumar told AIR that 19 people have been arrested in this connection. SHO of Mohammadpur Police Station of Gopalganj District and SHO of Northern Police Station of West Champaran have been suspended. Expressing grief over the tragic incident, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar said a thorough investigation will be conducted. He said those guilty of supplying spurious liquor will not be spared.
जहरीले शराब के बारे में हम लोग बार बार कह देते हैं कि अगर गलत चीज को ग्रहण करिएगा तो ये नौबत आएगी। हालांकि प्रतिदिन चारों तरफ लोग पकड़े जाते हैं, रेड हो रहा है, सब कुछ हो रहा है, लेकिन फिर भी इस तरह का काम किसी इलाके में कोई कर रहा है, ये तो बड़ी दुखद बात है। पुनः जबरदस्त रूप से अभियान की आवश्यकता है और अभी ये पर्व के बाद हम बिल्कुल निश्चित रूप से हमने मन बना लिया है कि फिर हम इसकी पूरी की पूरी समीक्षा करेंगे और इसको लेकर के जरूर हम चाहेंगे कि एक अभियान और तेजी से खुद चले।
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Government slashes basic duty on crude palm oil, soybean oil and sunflower oil from 2.5% to nil. Agri cess also brought down to make cooking oil cheaper. BJP criticizes Congress and other opposition party-led states for not reducing VAT on fuel and not providing relief to people in their states. National Executive Meeting of BJP to be held in New Delhi tomorrow. India to host Delhi Regional Security Dialogue on Afghanistan on the 10th of this month, the NSA level meeting to be chaired by NSA Ajit Dobhal. National COVID-19 vaccination coverage crosses 107 crore 95 lakh mark. World Health Organization warns of 500,000 COVID deaths in Europe by February as cases soar across the continent. Delhi government approves 1,544 crore rupees for health facilities to combat COVID-19. Submission to close today for grand challenge and most profitable 3D printing business by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. IFFI announces selection of 25 feature and 20 non-feature films for India Panorama section to be screened during 52nd edition in Goa. In T20 Cricket World Cup, India thrashed Scotland by 8 wickets at Dubai last night, Australia to take on West Indies in Abu Dhabi, while England to play against South Africa in Sharjah today. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alert.
The Centre of Excellence in Additive Manufacturing, COEAM, under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has invited applications for a grand challenge for most profitable 3D printing business. The last day for submission of applications is today. The ministry in a statement said that in India, toy manufacturing is heavily dependent on various technologies of molding, and the capital cost of machinery, material cost and manpower cost is making India under-competitive in the domestic market. It said 3D printing is an alternative viable next-generation technology with many advantages over molding technologies such as no recurring mold cost, better market resilience and lower capital cost per machine. It added, therefore, to accelerate the economically viable technology development, COEAM is introducing a grand challenge for the most profitable business case for digital toys using 3D printing. The aim of this challenge is to produce accelerated output for the research topic, most profitable business case for digital toys using 3D printing in India. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Let's now listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember freedom fighter Mangal Das Pakwasa, who left us on the 6th of November 1968. A social worker and politician in post-independence era, he was a confidant of Mahatma Gandhi and one among the first 5 Indian governors. He served as the governor of Madhya Pradesh, Bombay and Mysore, and was the first president of the Bharat Scouts and Guides from 1953 to 1960.
Mangal Das Pakwasa was born in Mumbai on 7th May 1882. He graduated from the Bombay University in 1903 and completed his law studies, winning Arnold Scholarship in Hindu law. He became associated with the freedom struggle movement and left his robust practice as a successful solicitor during the civil disobedience movement to take part in Dandi March, for which he was imprisoned.
Mangal Das was a leading member of the All India Village Industries Association and also served as its honorary legal advisor. After Indian independence, he was active in his social and political career and became a member of the Bombay Legislative Council.
Mangal Das passed away on November the 6th, 1968, but he remained committed to reaching out to citizens of India till the very last. We salute the nationalistic zeal of this great Gandhian.
On the 6th of November in 1913, Mahatma Gandhi was arrested for leading a march of more than 2,000 people in a peaceful protest of satyagraha against the unfair tax on Indian immigrants in South Africa.
As is said, leading Indians in South Africa in protest against injustice was part of Gandhiji's learning curve. Through his experiments in South Africa, Gandhiji understood the diversity of the Indian community and the importance of creating spaces that were open to all people, irrespective of religion, caste, or creed. These experiences provided him a template for the long struggle that lay ahead in India.
During this time, Gandhi was not arrested just once, but thrice, back to back. He was first arrested on November 6th, then released the next day on bail paid by Herman Kallenbach, a good friend of Gandhi. Gandhi was arrested again on the 8th and released the same day. Finally, he was arrested on the 9th and sentenced at first for 9 months of imprisonment, but later extended to 12 months.
However, he was unexpectedly released on the 18th of December 1913. In 1914, the Indian Relief Bill abolished the £3 tax imposed on Indians who had not renewed their indentures and also recognized the validity of Indian customary marriages. Thus, the peaceful struggle gained its objectives.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
International Film Festival of India IFFI has announced the selection of 25 feature films and 20 non-feature films for the Indian Panorama section for its 52nd edition in Goa. The selected films will be screened during the film festival to be held from 20th to 28th of November in Goa. A total of 25 feature films and 20 non-feature films have been selected to be screened during IFFI. The feature film jury, comprising 12 members, was headed by acclaimed filmmaker and actor S.V. Rajendra Singh Babu. The non-feature jury was headed by documentary filmmaker S. Nallamuthu. The primary aim of the Indian Panorama is to select the feature and non-feature films of cinematic, thematic and aesthetic excellence under different categories. The festival is being organized by the Directorate of Film Festivals of India, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, in collaboration with the Goa government.
India thrashed Scotland by 8 wickets in the T20 Cricket World Cup Super 12 match at Dubai International Stadium last night. With this win, India moved to the third spot with 4 points in Group 2. In another match, New Zealand defeated Namibia by 52 runs at Sharjah. Today, Australia will take on West Indies at 3:30 p.m. in Abu Dhabi, while England will play against South Africa at 7:30 p.m. in Sharjah. All India Radio is broadcasting ball-by-ball commentary of the World Cup matches. With the UN Climate Summit or the Conference of Parties COP26 in Glasgow underway, All India Radio brings you a ready reckoner every day. Under the COP26 Explainer series, we bring you daily the terms, jargon and concepts in use during the conference. Today we shall talk about adaptation. Adaptation is the process of adjustment to climate change and its effects. The purpose is to reduce the harms and utilize the potential opportunities. Adaptation seeks to lower the risks posed by the consequences of climatic changes.
Today is Bhai Dooj. This is a festival celebrated by Hindus on the second lunar day of Shukla Paksha. It is celebrated during the Diwali or the Heart Festival and Holi Festival. The celebrations of this day are similar to the festival of Raksha Bandhan. On this day, sisters give gifts to their brothers. This is also called as Bhau Bij, Bhai Tika and Bhai Ponta in different parts of the country. In the southern part of the country, the day is celebrated as Yamadvitiya. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has extended his greetings on Bhai Dooj. Mr. Naidu appealed to the people to resolve to empower women by upholding their dignity, ensuring their safety and providing them with equal opportunities in all fields. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has greeted everyone on the auspicious occasion of Bhai Dooj.
The air quality in the national capital is presently in the severe category. According to the Central Pollution Control Board, the overall air quality index of the national capital was recorded at 448 at 7 a.m. today. An air quality index between 0 and 50 is considered good, 51 and 100 satisfactory, 101 to 200 is considered moderate, 201 to 300 is considered poor, 301 to 400 very poor, and from 401 to 500 in the severe category.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for the day. The national capital Delhi will have a partly cloudy sky, shallow to moderate fog in the morning and strong surface winds during the day. The temperature will vary between 14 and 28 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The minimum temperature was 25 degrees Celsius while the maximum is expected to be around 33 degrees. Kolkata will have a mainly clear sky. The city observed minimum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 29 degrees. Chennai is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The temperature will vary between 24 and 29 degrees Celsius. Srinagar will have a partly cloudy sky with moderate rain. Temperature will hover between 5 and 14 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have a mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature was 12 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be around 27 degrees. Leh and Gilgit are likely to have a partly cloudy sky. The minimum and maximum temperature will hover between -5 and 8 degrees Celsius. The temperature in Gilgit will hover between 5 and 20 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have a partly cloudy sky, becoming generally cloudy towards afternoon or evening or night. The minimum temperature was 8 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 21 degrees.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Most newspapers today have featured the poor air quality in Delhi and Prime Minister Modi's visit to Kedarnath prominently on their front pages. Toxic haze in Gulf's capital, reports Hindustan Times. Delhi's post-Deepavali air quality hits 5-year low, says The Hindu. Red alert capital turns gas chamber, warns the Statesman headline. At Kedarnath, PM unveils projects, says development will curb migration from hills, headlines the Indian Express. Hindustan Times features a photo of the PM inaugurating a statue of Adi Shankaracharya with the caption, Modi returns to Kedarnath. Pakistan role in Afghanistan pernicious, India, writes the Pioneer ahead of the important international meet on Afghanistan next week in India. China taking tactical actions to press claims along LAC, Pentagon, reports the Times of India. In a move that may boost consumption and dampen inflation, the Economic Times says most states follow centre / VAT on petrol and diesel.
And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Government slashes basic duty on crude palm oil, soybean oil and sunflower oil from 2.5% to nil. Agri-cess also brought down to make cooking oil cheaper. BJP criticizes Congress and other opposition party-led states for not reducing VAT on fuel and not providing relief to people in their states. National Executive Meeting of BJP to be held in New Delhi tomorrow. India to host Delhi Regional Security Dialogue on Afghanistan on 10th of this month. The NSA level meeting to be chaired by NSA Ajit Dobhal. National COVID-19 vaccination coverage crosses 107 crore 95 lakh mark. World Health Organization warns of 500,000 COVID deaths in Europe by February as cases soar across the continent. Delhi government approves 1,544 crore rupees for health facilities to combat COVID-19. Submission to close today for grand challenge on most profitable 3D printing business by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. IFFI announces selection of 25 feature and 20 non-feature films for Indian Panorama section to be screened during 52nd edition in Goa. And in T20 Cricket World Cup, India thrashed Scotland by 8 wickets at Dubai last night, Australia to take on West Indies in Abu Dhabi, while England to play against South Africa in Sharjah today. And with that we end the morning news. Have a nice day.